viewers to live broadcast. Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to the 44th Passing Out Parade of Recruits at Victoria Park. Right. Today, we're going to have a number of police officers who have been recently trained, and they are going to become full-fledged police officers to be a part of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines police force. This is an exciting time for the recruits and also for the loved ones. They are all here at Victoria Park, ready to experience what the recruit has to offer. This afternoon, we will be witnessing splendid display by the recruits, and the parade is going to be under the command of Wilmette John, Inspector of Police, and the second in command will be Station Sergeant Bernadette Williams. Other instructors on parade will be Noeline Lave, Atnell Ash, Sergeant Omaru Thomas, and Sergeant Kenrick Williams. Now you're witnessing the marching on of the troops. And for squad number 1 is comprised here we have squad number 1. It's comprised mainly of females. Squad number 2, an all-male guard. So in all we have four squads on parade. Right now what you're really witnessing is the marching on of the troops. The parade is now advanced, and they are ordering the arms to be followed by the dressing of the guards.
Nick. Try.
Over the last couple of years, we've had a number of those passing out parades, and this year it's at the Victoria Park. I remember having similar ones at the Old Montrose Police Station as well.
Yes,
and
the Old Montrose Police Training School.
Training school, right on the actual grounds that they train. We've had the passing out there. And under full sunshine, as we usually do this time of year, we're having another group of recruits, parade of recruits. 41st passing out. Jackson, so far we've seen the first salute, and I believe we're seeing the second such for the afternoon as well.
Right. This is the second arrival, the arrival of the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as usual, the band had just played the fanfare to welcome the Prime Minister.
And of course we also have Her Excellency the Governor General, who will be part of this afternoon's proceedings as well. And we mentioned the sunshine, but also Jackson, the heat that accompanies the sunshine. The clouds are not helping that much this afternoon, and there's not a lot of ventilation or breeze, I should say, across the park, at least not right now. It's a bit hot out there.
Yeah, it's pretty warm, and I believe that this is not to say, well, the recruits are going to feel the heat, but I believe maybe, and I want to think positive, yes, that we don't have any casualty this afternoon.
Yes. Well, they've been training for this. How long do they generally train to lead up to today's event, this passing out parade?
Training for police officers usually between 5 and 6 months.
So we hear the fanfare, the arrival of Her Excellency the Governor General, Mrs. Susan Duggan, as she would move to the saluting days shortly. And after that, we get to the inspection according to our program. And that will be done by Her Excellency, the Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a short while from now. The gathering here this afternoon at the Victoria Park, no surprise, it's usually an occasion where the parents and well-wishers and supporters of those who are on parade to come and see them in full flight, full colors.
And you can see them here in turning out in large numbers. The national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And some 113 police recruits, and it's quite possible that we didn't start with 113, but these 113 recruits persevered and have been able to make it to this day. It takes a lot of hard work, and there's no question about that, and they're seeing the fruits of their hard work over that 5 to 6 month period, and getting to this ceremony that we're having here today to recognize their work and welcome them into the ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. The invitation for Her Excellency to conduct the inspection, and she will be doing that at this time.
It's always a special occasion for young police officers, and as I said, not only for them but also for their loved ones who will witness this afternoon's ceremony. Right, we also have the beautiful music of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band, and the band is under the command of Sergeant Smart.
And speaking of Smart, all of the those on parade this afternoon are not yet police officers, they're recruits at this point, and they are quite smartly dressed, and the inspection is going quite smoothly at this time. Her Excellency is just passing by the second group of police officers to be at the end of today's ceremony. We'll have them joining the ranks after they take their oath and becoming full-fledged members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Generally a process that takes a few minutes, and judging from the pace at which we're going now, within the next couple of minutes we'll see Her Excellency concluding this part of the program.
Yes.
But what is the significance of the inspection in terms of Her Excellency conducting this inspection on this occasion? What is the symbolism or the importance of it?
In military and paramilitary circles, it's a tradition that the head of state, when they are parades, that the head of state will go around and inspect. It also gives the recruits and the police officers confidence that they are doing something which is significant, so that the authority at the highest level will pay respect to them in that manner.
And it is expected that they'll be looking their best this afternoon. The boots are all shine, I can tell you that, and they're shimmering in the sunshine from where we are sitting under the shaded area from the broadcast booth. And we are seeing everyone in full attire and quite ready for this important exercise this afternoon, as Her Excellency does the final part of the inspection here at the Victoria Park.
Well, this is a welcome gesture for them now at this moment, because regularly during training they would have been inspected, and any fault during the inspection they would have been punished. But now that they are being looked at, and there is no consequence if any one of them should have anything going wrong with the way they are attired at this moment.
Well, at least we know that they are prepared, and they are ready for what is ahead of them this afternoon and what will be ahead of them in terms of their future as a police officer in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. As soon as the inspection process is complete, in a matter of a minute or two, we will see the official ceremonial aspect, I should say, with the invocation by Pastor Isaacs, and then some welcome remarks, followed by further remarks, and then the featured address, which we are looking forward to this afternoon. Her Excellency is now speaking to the bandmaster, I believe, and he's about to just having a quick word with the bandmaster, completing the inspection process. And I don't know if you noted that the volume went down of the instruments as Her Excellency approached. There you go, it's back up. As a mark of respect.
Also, Colville, we know that it's a full package in terms of a military parade, but I believe what is looked forward to mostly is the displaying of what the recruit has to offer.
Indeed.
At this moment.
And what they have learned during that period.
And what they have to offer at this moment. In the form of marching and displaying of the different skills that they have learned.
Well, a very gentle, but I'm sure a bit of a relief breeze blowing across the parade ground. You can see a bit of the fluttering of the outfit, so you know that there's a little breeze on the parade ground. And compared to the training school ground that is concrete, this is actually grass, so that's another relief from the heat that's coming up from the ground. At least that should provide some relief. Serious precision there, as we see the commands being given, and very fresh from training, so they are in fine style this afternoon. You notice when the commands are given that they are on the ball, and that is expected.
Yes, this is the sharpest that you will find drill movements. Anytime you're witnessing a passing out parade, you're witnessing great skill in terms of rifle exercises and foot and hand movements. So that is expected at this moment.
And the commandant of the parade this afternoon, Lieutenant William Tibbles.
Good afternoon. We now invite you to stand.
And the parade commander, Wilmot John, Inspector of Police. And we now go to the official program that's taking place just in front of the parade ground.
In everything, we must give God thanks. We must exalt the name of the Lord. So at this time, we ask you to show reverence by standing as Pastor Isaac has come to bring the invocation. Thank you so very kindly, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Permit me to give you just the word recruit. Recruit as you move out
into the world of policing. I'm taking a quote from the psalmist David, and he says in Psalm 26 and verse 11, "But as for me, I will walk in my integrity." And I want you to hold to this word. "Redeem me and be merciful unto me." The question is, what is integrity? Definition and meaning. Integrity means being honest and having strong moral principles. It is said that a person with integrity behaves ethically and does what is right at all times, even behind closed doors. The word integrity evolves from the Latin adjective integra, meaning whole, complete. It is defined as undivided or unbroken completeness. Your calling requires that you stand on the principles defined in regards to integrity. Be aware that as you go out there as full-fledged policemen and women, you are exposed to and you are living in a dangerous neighborhood. Wickedness and evil are all around. Therefore, you are called upon to stand firm and to make sure that your character stands. Take this on board. You cannot do it on your own. So this is what the wise man says. Trust in the Lord with all of your hearts, and do not lean to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Finally, take this truism on board. You cannot be the solution when you are part of the problem. The word to you today. Let's pray. Our Father and our God of heaven and earth, we recognize your goodness and your mercies. Indeed, we are told by Jeremiah that they are new every morning, and great is your faithfulness. We thank you for the love of God that is shed abroad in our hearts, that love that has constrained us to be here. We bless you, Father, for today, a very significant day in the life of these young men and women who are called upon to be protectors of our community. We ask of you today, Lord, that the strength that comes from thyself would be part and parcel of their lives. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give them the courage as they go out to face the various conditions around, knowing, Father, that your plans are, I will be with you always, even to the end of the age. We pray that thou mayest help, Father, that they would see you as God and God alone, and that you will be able to walk in and through them as they continue to dispense their duties. We commit every activity here today into your hand, and we pray that everything would be done decently and in order. And we ask for your divine care and your divine protection as we continue to pursue this exercise. We commit our all to you, and we give you thanks in Jesus' word and precious name. And everybody say, amen.
You may have your seats. Her Excellency, the Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Armed Services, Dame Susan Dugan, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Minister of National Security, Legal Affairs, etc., Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonzalez, Commissioner of Police, Acting, Mr. Enville Williams, and his executive management team, Magistrate, His Worship, Mr. John Bala, and other magistrates, featured speaker, Pastor Brent St. Jean, Police Chaplain, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, and other members of the clergy, Permanent Secretary Acting in the Ministry of National Security, Ms. Luan Thomas, and other permanent secretaries and heads of departments, Commandant of the Police Training School, Lieutenant William Tibbles, instructors and staff, former commissioners of police, former commandants of the Coast Guard Service, retired police officers, specially invited guests, gazetted officers and the other ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, members of the media, recruits, parents, guardians, well-wishers, listeners of NBC Radio, and those viewing via Facebook live stream, VC3 and API, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon, and welcome to the 41st Passing Out Parade of Recruits for the Police Training School. My name is Stephen Billy. I'm a Sergeant of Police in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, and I will be your chairperson for the rest of this afternoon's event. This afternoon is one of celebration and also one of history making. We are gathered to celebrate and welcome these 113 men and women into the ranks of this noble organization. Yes, we call the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Through a period of approximately 9 months, which started in July 17, 2023, in 2 batches, these recruits went through rigorous training. And I can tell you, the journey was not easy. And I know when I say the journey was not easy. But with sweat and pain, hard work, determination, discipline, and sometimes tears, these men and women we call police recruits stand before you with a sense of pride and accomplishment. This initial training is not only meant to teach the recruits to do their jobs effectively, but also how to be police officers, how to think and act like police officers in contrast to the civilian life which they previously led. Today, as I mentioned, is an historical day. It's a historical day for the police training school. For the first time, a Coast Guard officer, Lieutenant William Tibbles, is commandant of the training school. You need to clap for that. And also, for the first time, we have a squad that is made up of all females and led by females. You also have to clap for that. Yes, that's what it's all about. The police and the police training school making history on such a momentous day as this. I wish to let you know the persons who are on parade today. The commandant of the training school, Lieutenant Mr. William Tibbles, parade commander, Mr. Wilmet John, Inspector of Police, parade adjutant, Station Sergeant Bernadette Matthews, instructors on parade, Station Sergeant Bernadette Matthews, Sergeant 172 Atnell Ash, Sergeant 652 Omaro Thomas, Sergeant 670 Kenrick Williams, and Corporal 542 Noelle Lavier. The number 1 squad, the all-female squad, is led by Station Sergeant Matthews and Corporal Lavier. Number 2 squad is led by Sergeant Atnell Ash. Number 3 squad is led by Sergeant Thomas, and number 4 squad is led by Sergeant Williams. The police band is under the command of Mr. Vaughn Miller, Inspector of Police. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, the man who is making history for being the first Coast Guard officer to be commandant of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force Training School, I invite to the podium to bring welcoming remarks and the commander's address, Lieutenant William Tibbles.
Your Excellency, the Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Armed Forces, Dame Susan Duggan, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Legal Affairs, Tertiary Education, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, Commissioner of Police Acting, Mr. Enville Williams and his executive management team, Permanent Secretary in the Minister of National Security, Sea and Airport Acting, Ms. Luan Thomas and other permanent secretaries, featured speaker, Pastor Brent St. Jean, the police chaplain, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs and other member of clergy, gazetted officers and other ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, training school instructors, especially invited guests, members of the media, listeners to NBC Radio, viewers of RSVGPF, API, VC3, Facebook live streaming, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, members of Course 41. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to stand before you today to welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the graduation ceremony of our esteemed police recruits. Today we gather to celebrate the achievements of these individuals who have dedicated themselves to serving and protecting our community. As you embark on this new chapter in your career, I would like you to take a moment to reflect on the significance of your decision to serve and protect. First and foremost, I acknowledge the courage and the commitment it takes to become a police officer. It requires a blend of strength, compassion, and resilience, and we are grateful for your willingness to answer the call to serve. As you embark on your journey, I want to remind you that work you do is not just a job, it's a calling. It's a calling to protect the vulnerable, to uphold justice, and to keep your country safe. It is a calling that requires integrity, professionalism, and a deep sense of duty. Your team, success through faith and discipline, speaks volume of what is expected of you. Success through faith and discipline is a powerful combination that can lead to remarkable achievements in any area of life. This momentous day marks the culmination of their vigorous training and hard work. They have undergone extensive training to equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge to carry out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and courage. As they don their uniform and take the oath of office as a police officer today, they are reminded of the high standards of conduct and ethical behavior that are expected of them. As I highlight the events of Course 41, training was conducted in 2 batches. Batch 1 commenced training on the 17th of July 2023 and concluded 4.5 months later. Batch 2 commenced on 4th December 2023 and concluded concluded on April 12, 2024. I wish to thank our training team and other facilitators that give their best so that they become capable, unsurpassed, and excellent members of the law enforcement community. Today, 113 police recruits are graduating, most of whom relatively new to the world of law enforcement. However, the task managing this diverse group on common ground and inculcating them with the very high standards of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force were paramount on the part of the facilitators and training. Therefore, from the beginning, the standards and values expected at the training school were explicitly outlined. The following topics were covered during the training: history and role of the police, use and care of the station diary, powers and modes of arrest, care, custody, and the rights of prisoners and detainees, domestic disputes, the judge's rules, deposition and dying declaration, bail and sureties, statement taken and report writing, classification of crimes and offenses, the court of law and procedures, case file preparation, homicide and other criminal investigation, sexual offenses, human rights, ISPS codes, role and functions of customs and excise and the fisheries department, the police youth policies, fire education, trafficking in persons, and domestic violence. The recruits also receive additional instruction in the following subject areas: psychology, gender affairs, tourism, health and family life, forestry, self-defense, mental health, HIV and AIDS awareness, health and nutrition, effective communication, and the history of the Constitution. The recruits were assessed in both theoretical and practical examination. These were conducted on a regular basis to evaluate their progress of what was taught. Some students performed outstandingly and will be rewarded later in the program. Some, although not receiving awards today, did perform exceptionally. What must be highlighted is 0.1 and 0.9% separated the first three positions. As highlighted by our Masters of Ceremonies, it is the first time in the history of the police training school that an all-female guard is on parade. Let me publicly thank the following persons who readily acceded to our requests for their kind assistance. The police chaplain, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, for your invaluable service to the institution in providing spiritual guidance and counseling where applicable. The entire training school staff, which include ACP Fergus, a heartfelt thanks for your invaluable service and support you have provided over the period. Inspector Miller and the police band, Inspector Jacobs and his staff at the storeroom, the entire kitchen and the police canteen, police facilitators and visiting lecturers, thank you for your support. ESP Scott and the members of the Special Services Unit, the carpentry shop for their maintenance, Mr. Claude Boscombe, self-defense, the tailor shop, Miss Hazelwood, the seamstress, and Miss McMaster, and Mr. Carter, our tailor. On a personal note, I would like to express sincere gratitude to the then Commissioner of Police, Mr. Colin John, and the other officers for the confidence they have entrusted in me to command the police training school. As Commandant, I want to offer a few pieces of advice. Always remember that your actions not only reflect on yourself, but also on the entire police force. Carry yourself with dignity, respect, and professionalism at all times. Listen and learn from your colleagues, superiors, and the communities you serve. Policing is a constantly changing field. Stay open to new ideas. Perspective is crucial to staying effective. Never underestimate the power of kindness and compassion. Policing is not just about enforcing laws, but it's about providing support and assistance to those in need. Remember that you are not just a police officer. You are a member of your community. Be involved, be engaged, and be a positive role model for those around you. Finally, I want to leave you with a quote from the great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moment of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. As you embark on this challenging yet rewarding career, I have no doubt that you will stand tall, even in the face of adversity. You have our respect, our gratitude, and our unwavering support as you embark on this noble endeavor. Congratulations, and may you serve your country with honor, distinction, and integrity. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I want to thank you, Commandant, for those inspiring words. Words like integrity, strength, and of course, action. Your action recruits also reflect the organization. So these are things that you need to take into your mind as you pursue this new journey. At this time, I wish to acknowledge the presence of the Director of Public Prosecution and National Prosecution Service, Ms. Jalia McDowell, and the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ms. Kissel Peters. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to introduce to the podium to bring remarks the man who is charged with the responsibilities of overseeing the affairs of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. It's indeed a huge task, and he, as the Commissioner of Police, you have to have a lot of patience and strong will and determination. So at this time, let me invite to the podium to bring remarks at this time the Commissioner of Police Acting, Mr. Enville Williams.
Your Excellency, the Governor General, Dame Susan Duggan, Head of the Armed Forces of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Legal Affairs, Tertiary Education of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Deputy Commissioner and senior officers of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, Permanent Secretary acting in the Ministry of National Security, Ms. Luan Thomas, and other permanent secretaries and heads of department, Pastor Brent St. Jean, our dynamic feature speaker, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, the police chaplain, Lieutenant William Tiblos, Commandant of the Police Training School, former Commissioners of Police and former Commandants of the Police Training School, specially invited guests, members of the media, recruits on parade, parents, guardians, listening public via NBC Radio, viewers of the Police Facebook page, API, VC3. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this proud and momentous occasion, the passing out parade of our police recruits, soon to be police officers. Recruits, I understand all too well the kaleidoscope of emotions that you're experiencing. For just a few decades ago, I stood exactly where you are standing. Then as now, emotions dance around like dry shrubs tossed to and fro by an uncontrolling breeze. Happiness and pride quickly change to sadness and a sense of doubt. The newly discovered sense of fairness swiftly replaced by uncertainty and questioning oneself. Have I made the right choice? Is this for me? Still, there are others who are eager to put on the uniform to continue the proud and noble tradition of service to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, we have all gathered at this central location from across this nation to commemorate with them the successful completion of this rigorous training journey. This achievement reflects their unwavering determination, steadfast commitment to duty, and a selfless dedication to serving others. Today, we joyously come together to honor and celebrate this remarkable journey. Graduates, later today, your journey begins in earnest when each of you will raise your right hand and take an oath to protect and serve without respect to color, class, religious persuasion, sexual orientation, and gender. An oath to treat all peoples equally, justly, fairly, but always with compassion. You are embarking on a path of service, a path to uphold law and order, protect our citizens, and preserve the public peace. In this respect, I want to commend you for your perseverance, dedication, and application throughout this course. This course was challenging, and it may have caused you to question your career choice, but you did not give up. From where we are standing, we can see the eager anticipation on your faces as you prepare to begin your service. However, before you receive your orders, permit me to share with you some useful navigational tools designed to aid you on this journey. Graduates, you may have noticed the words service and served has been used quite frequently before this evening. This is done deliberately to cement to you the notion that the central focus of your duty is that of service. In serving the public, maintenance of public safety, and protecting the community, there are a few critical functions which you must attend. These can be considered as the core pillars of policing and appears here in no particular order. Patrolling and crime prevention. There is an old adage that says, the visible presence of the police reduces crime. There is, to me, no truer or more profound statement than this one. Because as a police officer, you cannot expect to solve crime simply by sitting in the station. No. Patrolling your communities is as essential as daylight and must never be slighted. Furthermore, patrolling oftentimes helps in sharpening the skills needed as a police officer, be it in your investigative techniques or of your powers of observation, and almost always help you to discover and maintain long-lasting and reliable friendship. As a police officer, you will be called upon to respond to emergency. The pace of which you attend to these will be, in some cases, a matter of life and death to Vincentians or visitors to our shore. So, respond in haste. Colleagues, as Commissioner of Police, I have noticed with great concern the growing divide in the relationship between the public and the police. It is my utmost priority to address this issue urgently. Upon assuming office, in my first public discourse and continuing at every opportunity thereafter, I highlighted the importance of repairing this relationship and have been working towards this goal through various initiatives. However, we cannot do this alone. I cannot do this alone. We need you. We need your help. For this to work, recruits, I need you to be involved in the communities in which you live and work. I need you to be mentors to the young, role models to your peers, and inspiration to your seniors. Join a sport club. Join a community group. Be part of the police youth club in your area. Help those who are falling behind, but engage in all of these activities in a legal and lawful manner. By doing so, you can make positive impact and strengthen the foundation of our police-community relationship. Each of you is our greatest asset. Each of you is the brick we need to strengthen this relationship. Each of you is needed to effect change. It is up to you, therefore, to decide if you are going to be positive change. As a police officer, you will be called upon to direct and manage traffic flows and accidents, to treat with crisis intervention, and to de-escalate situations. Recruits, as you embark on this path, I must also warn you that this will not always be fun and games or a bed of roses. There are challenges and pitfalls that I must point out to you. Challenges and pitfalls that if you follow the navigational charts I'm about to give you, will steer you clear of minefields and guide you to safety. The very nature of the job means that you and I are faced each day with risk to our personal safety. I implore you to be alert. I implore you to face these situations thinking as the best outcome, but always do your job as you are taught to do. Being a police officer by its very nature is stressful. Oftentimes, officers develop varying coping mechanisms to cope. I beg of you, always avoid the use of alcohol or drugs as a means to cope with your stress. Rather, as much as possible, practice healthy lifestyle, exercise regularly, and rest. As a police officer, you will always be under the public scrutiny. It is important that you always do your best and all times operate within the confines of the law. You are an ambassador, not just of the police force, but of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will from time to time encounter aggressive individuals. This will test you to the very core. I implore you to remain calm in the face of what will sometimes be hostile crowd, because by your mannerism and action, you will de-escalate a situation that can go wrong. So be calm. Speak to people nicely. In an ideal world, all the required resources will be at our fingertips. However, ours is far from ideal. Yet, in providing a top-class service to our people, you will have to be creative and innovative while still executing your duties in a transparent and lawful manner. Again, I can't emphasize enough the need for you to help us to build and maintain the relationship between the police and the public. The community that you work with, that you are from, must not be in fear of you, but have maximum respect for you and you for them. Therefore, avoid stereotypes. There is an old song that simply says, listen to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their stories. Graduates, notwithstanding the foregoing, I would like to share with you a few helpful tips that have been successfully used by police officers around the world to navigate this demanding environment. Policing of today is vastly different from decades ago. It is more exciting now. There are so many areas in which you can develop yourselves. You can specialize in highly technical areas such as cyber crimes and cyber security, forensic investigations, crime scene technician, firearms and ballistic experts, among others. The good news is there are scholarships available for those who wish to pursue their dreams and expand their horizons while serving their country right here at home. As you commence your career, find that one police officer, that one person in your community whose good attributes you would like to emulate and follow it. In turn, I implore you to be good role models yourselves, for the young ones are looking on to you. Not very often, though, you will hear from a lectern like this to have an escape plan. If the job does not give you satisfaction, if you think that the police force is not for you, consider other lawful and legal options rather than to be burnt out. Above all, I want to implore you young officers to let your integrity remain intact. Be disciplined, as discipline is one of the hallmark of the police force. Always follow instructions of your seniors. But I want to beg of you to be on time. Be on time for duty. For that millisecond that you linger might be life and death for someone else. Friends, when all is said and done, I implore you to seek God. It is in Him you find the daily strength to cope in this job. It is in His wisdom that you'll have to rely on to de-escalate situations and to manage crisis after crisis, time and time again. And it is in His sustaining grace, you will need to be the brick in the foundation of our police public relations foundation. The sheer demand of this course no doubt created unbreakable bonds among you, forged together by the challenges encountered while navigating the difficulties at OMPTS. This bond must sustain you as you navigate this job. Remember, the chain is as strong as its weakest link. So be your brother's keeper. Be your sister's keeper. Engage only in good practices. Remember our motto: we care, we serve. Thank you for choosing this noble path of service. Thank you for choosing to serve the people of St. Vincent with dedication, compassion, and love. Congratulations, and welcome to the ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force. May God continue to bless you and your families richly.
We should thank the Commissioner for his remarks and words such as integrity, be alert, be disciplined, and of course, foster that relationship between the public to help in your policing career are important words to keep in mind and put into practice. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I wish to invite to the podium a man who, in my opinion, loves the police. He is the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. Since I have met him, he's a humble man, and I have a great deal of respect for the love that he has for the police. So join with me in welcoming to the podium the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves.
Mr. Chairman, Inspector Billy, Excellency the Governor General, members of the Judiciary and the Distinguished Director of Public Prosecution, the Commissioner of Police and the senior ranks of the police force, the Commandant of the training school and all the instructors, all specially invited guests, and the police officers who are on parade. I'm going to be very brief. I need to make that speech the night before elections. The sun is very hot. You have been on the parade for an hour. I want, first of all, to congratulate you and your families and your instructors for bringing you through. Secondly, I want to endorse all what has been said and just very quickly to add value to the earlier presentations. The first thing I want to say to you is that even though you're trained for the last 4.5 months, 5 months, I want to tell you your training is basically to help you to learn to be a police officer. All those subjects which you have been taught at training school. It takes people many, many years to master each of those subjects. So you have been made aware of the subject matters, but you're not an expert in any of them, which means you have to use your natural intelligence, all your education and training, and to seek the advice of those who are there in the police force who hopefully will guide you in best practices. So that's the first thing I want to say to you. Appreciate that you don't know a lot as yet. This is the journey of your learning and knowing. The second thing I want to advise, get a copy of the Police Act and read it and study it thoroughly. You don't play football or cricket without knowing the rules. I want you to read the Police Act so you know what are your responsibilities, what are your duties, what are your rights, what are your privileges. And read the accompanying regulations and the force orders. I want to give you some basic advice. I'm sure the guys, your instructors, the very competent men and women who trained you would have indicated that to you, but I want to add that specifically. The third thing I want you to realize
that as bright as you are, and many of you are very bright, I have watched I've seen the list of all who have been chosen, and I've seen your scholastic accomplishments. A number of you, apart from having 6, 7, 8 CXC subjects, you have associate degree in this or that. Some of you have CAPE subjects. Do not believe that you are so bright that you can do this thing on your own. You have to do it in conjunction with everybody else. If I am driving my SUV on full beam and you are coming in the opposite direction with your SUV on full beam, we are very bright. The lights are beaming, but so bright that none of us can see each other. So you have to be careful about a brightness which blinds. You have to embrace a brightness which illuminates. I want you also not to have an approach to those who are above you to say, listen to me, I have an associate degree in this, I get A in this. But this fella, he's a corporal, he's a sergeant. Eh? I hear he only got 2 CXC. If you go with that approach, you're not going to do well. You're not going to learn. Because the man or woman you're talking to, they have been there, they have done that, and they have a lot of experience under the belt. Please, listen to the practical things I'm telling you. I know many of you have joined the police force. Not most of you, but a few of you here. Maybe a few, not many. You join the police force with this idea in your head. A few of you. You get your salary in training. You have a good background. The British Army needs a lot of people. I know, you know, I'm in the middle of this thing, you know. So you're going to spend a year and a half, you have a partner up there in England, and as soon as you get your application in order, you're gone. In other words, you use the system. You misuse it, even abuse it. Also, you have a partner in Antigua or St. Kitts or Bermuda or Turks and Caicos or the BVI. Boy, how much money you making down there? You tell them, and you hear, especially up in the BVI and so on, where they pay in US dollars. Your eyes sparkle. And you think the grass is green on the other side. But while you will pay a little bit of money for a breadfruit of St. Vincent, you have to pay an arm and a leg for it up there. And why the rent might be $300 US here, $800 EC, is up there is $2,000 US. So before you move, you balance everything. I'm not saying you must have ambition. But please, we train you. We spend a lot of money on you. You have to give us back something, man and woman. Please. You have to do that. You have to do that. The other piece of practical advice. There are lots of opportunities for you to study. To do your bachelor's degree in this or that subject. Or particular certificate or a degree in particular areas of policing. I'm telling you that there are lots of opportunities, and I will help you to improve your skills and your training. Believe me, I want you to be the best police officers that you possibly can be. And I'll facilitate you in your development. I love you very much as though you are my children. I tell you that. Because all of you could be my children. I want to make one point, additional to what all the commissioner pointed out, is this. And I know that Pastor St. John wouldn't talk here today as long as he normally talks at funerals. I've been to where he has spoken at funerals. No. We live in a dangerous neighborhood. And the police are the front line between the law-abiding citizens and some dangerous criminals from St. Vincent and the Grenadines and from nearby. You have to use all your sense and all your tact. But I want to tell you this. And I know that tomorrow you will hear them on me with this, but you know me already. I am not afraid to speak the truth. And I want to tell you this. If you meet a dangerous criminal with a gun, and he's pointing this gun at you, and you reasonably apprehend that he is going to use this weapon against you, or any weapon for that matter, your first obligation is not to run. Your obligation is to meet your attacker and act reasonably in all the circumstances. But that doesn't mean that you have to read them the Beatitudes. If you have to protect yourself, you have to protect yourself. I ain't hear no clap for that. I ain't hear no clap for that. I ain't hear none for that. You hear what I'm telling you? Act reasonably, act sensibly, act wisely. But I will repeat this. There is no obligation on you when confronted by a dangerous criminal who wants to injure you that you must read them the Beatitudes. That's not your job. You address the matter, including protecting yourself and your colleagues from harm. Because the law allows you to take reasonable steps in defense of your person. Don't be immobilized by any fear. I'm sure they would have trained you about that, but I want to tell you this as the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. I'm not saying that you must go and shoot down people. That would be wrong. You can't go about and use violence against innocent people. Notice what I'm talking about. Some criminals who want to come and do you harm when you're doing your job. And you'll meet a few of them. I want to tell you, repeat to tell you that I love you and I will always look out for you. One footnote. I want to say something to the press. I don't like what I saw today with many members of the press strolling across in front of the parade as they're walking down back street. This is the parade ground. This is the parade ground. It has to be treated with regard and with respect. And some protocols have to be put in place so that we can have reasonable control while at the same time allowing the press to do their jobs properly and to inform the public. All the best to you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, the Honorable Prime Minister. And something that you, the recruits, will do well to take the advice of reading the Police Act, which tells you your duties, your responsibilities, and also your rights as police officers. And of course, and he mentioned something very important, that you must show some loyalty to the organization which has spent a tremendous amount of money to train you, and not just to cut and run at every opportunity. and of course, protect yourselves and the colleagues, and of course, the law-abiding citizens and visitors of St. Vincent and Grenadines at all times. I wish to make a change in the guidelines of the program. The police band is under the command of Station Sergeant Smart, and it is Sergeant Acting Lavier. So Lavier is a Sergeant Acting. At this time, we wish to speak about a man who I know personally, who I have grown fond of, respected, and not because he's younger than I am, I still have a great deal of respect for him. I think he and I are rocking the same kind of hairline, even though I'm older. Born in Boutica, Dominica, but a naturalized Vincentian, Pastor Brent St. Jean has been a minister for just about 16 years. After he completed his bachelor's degree in theology at USC, he furthered his studies at the NCU with a master's degree in religion, with emphasis in New Testament studies. Having served in several districts in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Pastor St. Jean is well known, well liked, and well respected. I can say amen to that. In addition of being the pastor of the Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kingston, St. Vincent, he is the Health Ministries Director and Assistant President to the evangelism in SVG Mission of Seventh-day Adventists. He's also currently the Youth and Compass Ministries Director, a position he has held for the past 8 years. Pastor St. Jean is married to the lovely Anya, and together they produce a charming little girl, Brianna. As a people person, a hard worker, and I can say amen to that again, Pastor Brent, as he's affectionately known everywhere, brings the energy, but with the substance. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the podium to address you the energetic, charismatic, eloquent Pastor Brent St. Jean. You need to clap for that. Yes.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Chairperson, Her Excellency the Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of SVG's Armed Services, Dame Susan Duggan, our Prime Minister, the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves. I want to add there one of my favorite speakers on this planet, and it's hard to speak after him. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams, and his executive management team, and I say Police Commissioner Acting, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Sea and Ports, Ms. Luan Thomas, Police Chaplain, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, and other members of the clergy, Commandant of the Police Training School, Lieutenant William Tibbles, instructor and staff of the training school as well, former commissioners of police, special invited guests, members of the media, recruits, parents, guardians, the media, listeners via API and other media platforms. Good afternoon. I don't plan to be long this evening. The sun is hot even where I'm sitting. And, you know, they usually associate myself and the Prime Minister for speaking long. But I will be short. And if it was short this evening, it means I can be short this evening as well. This afternoon, I want to speak to you not just from a piece of paper, but from the heart. As I look at your theme, success through faith and discipline, I say, what better person to speak about faith than a minister of the gospel, a pastor? And this evening, I want to talk to you about faith and discipline and success. And I'm hoping that after the next few minutes, that you may not remember everything that I say, but you will hear something or internalize something that will truly help you to be a better police officer. They say success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. They go on to say that true success involves living life that is congruent with one's passions, talents, and purpose. It is about pursuing meaningful goals that bring joy and a sense of fulfillment, whether they are related to personal relationships, creative endeavors, or personal growth. You see, when you set goals and seek to accomplish them, you do not have to compete with others. Most people who fight others do not have personal goals and that they have set up. If my goal is to have a 3-bedroom house, your 10-bedroom house does not trouble me. I am a success because I planned for it. Successful people are happy people. They are authentically joyful. They find happiness in what they do. They spend less time focusing on what they do not have and more on what they do have. Recruits, as I look at faith this evening, I submit to you that to be a good police officer, you need to have faith. Having been in St. Vincent and the Grenadines just over 20 years, it has become my home. And I love so much the national anthem and the refrain that says, whatever the future brings, our faith will see us through. There are some situations that you will find yourself in as a police officer that only your faith will see you through. And the Bible says, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up on wings as eagles. They will run and not go weary. They will walk and not faint. I submit to you, recruits, this evening, have faith in God. You may not have faith in people, but have faith in God. You may not have faith in some friends, but have faith in God. Because when your back is against the wall and there is no one to turn to, it pays to have a friend in Jesus. It pays to have the confidence that whatever you go through, God will see you through and he will stand by your side. So whether you have your gun on your waist or you have no gun on your waist, know that you are covered by the blood of Jesus Christ and your faith in God will see you through several obstacles. Your theme also says this evening that success is a matter of faith and discipline. And discipline is being able to control the way that you work, you live, you behave, especially to achieve a goal. Discipline, you must have discipline in the way that you work. Recruits, when you become police officers, and even now, show up on time. Respect your seniors. Give quality work and always put your best foot forward. Respect your uniform. I said respect your uniform. Excel in what you do. Always strive for excellence. You must be disciplined as well in the way that you dress. Dress respectfully. You see, we live in an age where people say that you are not what you wear. But people choose to approach you or respect you based on how you dress. You are not a gangster. Don't dress like one. Your pants should not be below your posterior end. You should raise your pants up and dress like respectable young men and respectable women. You see, you don't have to dress like everybody else. When you take that off this evening, you are a police officer. And wherever you go, whether you are in uniform or you are not in uniform, you always have to respect the calling that you have been chosen to fulfill. Respect it. Stand for it. I remember in the 80s growing up, when you hear police officer, you automatically put yourself in line. Because when you heard police officer, it reminded you of respect, accountability, dignity, integrity. Young police officers that will take the oath this evening. I challenge you. In an age where people don't respect police officers as they should, show respect to the public. Raise the bar high. And I believe the respect that you command will always be the respect that you get. Have discipline in your behavior. One of my favorite writers, E.G. White, says the real greatness of a man is measured by the power of the feelings that he controls, not by those that control him. Watch how you speak. Recruits, watch how you speak. When you speak with authority. Speak with respect. Speak with a command of the English language. And allow me to say this. You may not be the brightest English scholar, but you can learn to speak properly. Make the effort. Read. Talk to yourself in the mirror. I'm speaking from experience. When I became a pastor, I was not the best speaker. I would rush what I said, and I would speak and broken English and all these other things. But one lady said to me from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, she said to me, Pastor, if you are going to speak for the rest of your life, you always have to learn to speak properly. No, I may be speaking too much. But I've learned if you want to excel at something, always practice to be the best that you can be. Watch how you interact with the public. Control your emotions. I remember a few years ago, I was driving down near Girls High School, and I was dropping my wife to the Thomas Saunders Secondary School where she used to teach. And I did not see a police officer at the line, but I remember going around and dropping my wife and turning to go back out of town. And while I was turning and going out of town, a police officer stopped me, and he said to me, pull aside, in an angry tone. And being a good pastor, I pulled aside respectfully. And I, was very pleasant. And he said to me, didn't you see me at the line? I said, I didn't. He said, stop lying, you saw me. I said, officer, I have no reason to lie. He said, you almost bounced my hands. I said, officer, I did not see you and I did not see your hand. He said, if you had only bounced my hand, you would have seen what would have happened to you. I said, officer, tell me what would have happened to me. I need you to tell me nicely what would have happened to me. When he saw the look on my face and someone passed and said, Pastor Brent, he recognized who he was talking to. And he looked at me and he said, go about your business. I said, officer, before I leave, let me tell you something. In any situation, you are the one in charge. This is not my streets, these are your streets. I am a pastor, but the pulpit is my home and members' homes. When you are on the street, never lose your cool. Don't threaten anybody. You are not a gangster. You are a police officer. And even when you are angry, speak respectfully, because what you give is what you will get in return. Young recruits, I challenge you this evening. Speak to people even when they are unreasonable. Speak respectfully. Even when they make you vex, and I know plenty of us will make you vex. I know plenty of us will get under your skin. Part of being a good police officer is being in charge emotionally of a situation, so that when people see you in charge and you are in command, you will always be the one taking charge of the situation. So, control your emotions. You do not have to run woman for the men. Being a police officer is not synonymous to being a gallus. You are not a proponent of hit and run. You are not Shensia. You are a police officer. The problem in our society today is that too many men like to eat and run. And they do not raise young men the way they are supposed to be raised. The problem in our society today is that too many young ladies like to eat and run, like Shensia said. And because of that, we have a broken society with men and women who grew up without fathers and mothers. Officers set the right example. If you hit, stay and eat and raise the child right, and be that strong support that they need, build a strong society, be the St. Vincent and the Grenadines that you expect others to create. You are the police officers. We need to go back to the days when police officers were seen as the examples of right, morality, decency, and integrity. Female officers, I'm coming to a close shortly. Female officers, don't try to be a man. We need the soft touch in the police force. We need the finesse. We need the feminine touch. So don't try to be a rugged man because you want people to respect you. You can still be classy and be respected. You can still be a woman and be respected. On the same note, I challenge you to demand respect from your male colleagues and those in the society. Be disciplined in your health. Watch what you eat. Watch what you drink. You cannot be doing the same thing that you are locking up people for. So make sure when you lock them up that you are not seen as a castaway. So, don't drink and drive. Don't be smoking weed in the corner. You are no longer on the block, and I'm speaking especially to our young men. Some of you left the block with your partners to go into training school. You are no longer a member of the block. You are the one now to control the block. You are the one now to discipline the block. Don't be the gangster. Be the one that changes the society and make a difference. So, as I come to a close, what makes a successful police officer? I say one who respects themselves. 2, one who goes beyond the call of duty. 3, one who is thorough and meticulous. 4, one who does not just depend on political affiliations for promotions. 5, one who is not motivated by rank, but by service. 6, one who stands for principles unconditionally. 7, one who trusts in God. And 8, one who demands the respect of colleagues and the community. So, recruits, as I prepare to leave you this evening, I have put together the ABC of life. That I believe if you do that, you will accomplish much and succeed wherever you go. So allow me to share with you the ABCs of life, and then I will take my seat. So, first, you need to A, accept when you have made an error and appreciate the contributions of those who have gone before you. You need to B, believe that you are a winner and you can break down every obstacle that stands before you. You need C, Christ to be your guide and companion so that he can order your steps and shield you from discouragers, backbiters, and pretenders. You need to D, determine that in your mind that you are not going to stop until you reach the top. And E, evaluate your performance at the end of every challenge. You need to F, find good friends and that will help you along the way and avoid frauds, fools, follies, and fakes. You need to G, gravitate towards positive people who believe in you and your abilities and be generous to those who are less fortunate. You need to also go with God. You must also understand that H, haters must hate. So let them talk, maintain your shine, and stay on your grind, police officers. Be certain to I, interact with others with opposing beliefs so that you will not J, judge persons without understanding where they are coming from and their life experiences. You must K, kill arrogance and pomposity. And L, live life to the fullest, but learn from the mistakes of those who have gone before you. Always M, make lemonades when life throws you lemons and mentor someone along the way. You must N, never forget where God brought you from. And O, open your heart to love even if you get hurt in the process. You must P, pick your friends wisely and pace yourself when given a given task. You should Q, quit quitting. And R, rest to replenish your body's energy and strength. You must S, stand for principle and store up excess for rainy days. Always T, trust in the Lord with all your heart and never you underestimate the power that you possess and utilize the tools that are available to you. Always V, value your time and vent your feelings in a mannerly, respectful, and classy manner. Never W, waver on matters of principle. And X, X-ray your options to determine the best way forward. You must Y, yearn for that which is pure and true. And Z, let Zion be your ultimate destination. God bless you. Congratulations. Make St. Vincent a better place. And with faith and with discipline, God will make you the police officer you should be. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.
I told you, he brings fire. Thank you very much, Pastor Brent. And some of the pointers that he brought across, that we must have faith in God, recruit. If you put God first, everything else falls into place. And respect is important. Respect the way you dress, respect the way you approach the job, respect the way you approach people, talk to them, and deal with them in a professional manner. Thank you very much, Pastor, for your presentation. And I do hope all those who are listening grasp something from it that will help them along their new journey as police officer. And as you rightly said, it is not an easy road, but with discipline and with God by your side, we all can achieve. At this time, we are going to shift the program a little bit. we are going to be doing the segment of the presentation of awards. So at this time, we're going to ask those persons who are
good police officers.
And words of encouragement all around from all of the speakers thus far here this afternoon, starting from the Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, who did invocation, who also provided some encouragement to the recruits.
Yes.
All the way through to Pastor Brenton John, the featured speaker, who drove home a lot of the points and solidified some of those mentioned earlier, the importance of things like discipline, integrity, and for the officers to remain true to their task and be outstanding citizens and models of for society. One of the speakers drew reference to the days when officers were always well-respected citizens, and for them to take that baton and move forward with it. I see a number of recruits standing to the front of the parade ground. I believe these are the special award recipients.
Right, these are the persons who work very hard. They achieve a touch above the rest. So there you will get persons who are best at different aspects of what they did. Also the best recruits, persons who achieve the most marks overall. So they are going to receive their special prizes.
So we'll await the names of the recruits who will be recognized for their outstanding performance momentarily. Some 8 of them I'm seeing on line there, and 4 males and 4 females. Quite a perfect balance.
A good mix, yes.
And we expect those presentations to get going shortly. The sun is still pretty much bearing down here. Haven't seen any shadows or any relief by the clouds since we started. We've seen a few casualties, but many of them have since returned to the parade grounds.
Right. And I can say in a positive manner, basically all of them will return.
Yes.
When they are ready for the march off.
Yes.
Right. By that time, they will be feeling better.
And we must understand that it's quite warm.
The award for most
Let's listen to the awardees.
Goes to woman police recruit number 99, Julie Stevenson from Bayabu. Come on, man, give her a round of applause. And as I said, it's before us will be presenting the award to the most disciplined recruit, woman recruit Stevenson. Yes, give her a round of applause, man. Don't be afraid, don't be shy. Don't be shy. It is hard work. It is hard work. And discipline is what we encourage to be part of police characteristics. The most improved recruit, woman police recruit number 92, Lanique Samuel from Park Hill. Come on, you gotta clap for that. Congratulations. Yes. I see the Prime Minister standing because he heard Park Hill. Yes. Yes, let's give her. She's sharp. Training school. Yes, Inspector John. You can see it. Best at drill. Police recruit number 109, Ryan Williams. Come on, hear the clap. that is the drill master for the course. This next person who I'll be introducing to you is the winner of 3 awards. All right then, so I'm going to just call one and then I'm going to tell you what else he won. Best at Psychology, Police Recruit, number 48, Idron Isaacs from Rockies.
So we see Rockies just above Kingstown there, not within close proximity of Kingstown. So we see the spread that's happening there.
Yes.
We didn't get the community that Williams hailed from a moment ago, but we see Rockies, we see Byrbo, we see Park Hill, and we still have 5 more officers to receive their special, well, 5 more recruits. They're still recruits until they take their oaths.
Idron will also receive the award for Best at Giving Evidence.
Best at Giving Evidence. Not sure I've ever heard this, so this appears to be one of the newer awards.
Yeah, man, you gotta give a round of applause.
This has been there for quite a while, giving evidence. It's been there for quite a while.
And having an opportunity to get their photos taken with their special award.
And he will also receive the award for Best at Police Duty Subject.
So 2 awards. Yes.
3 awards. So
3
far.
actually. Oh wow.
Yes. So best at psychology, best at giving evidence, and best at police duty subjects. And we know the
So those are the awards that Police Recruit Idron Isaacs.
Yes, that's a total of 3.
Awarded.
And remember that some years ago we had an officer that got about 3 to 4 awards as well. And it happens when you have very sharp.
Come on, give a round of applause.
Very much
over the years,
about what they're doing.
Over the years, it's happened
At this
quite
time, we'll ask the
frequently
Commissioner of Police,
because the person who is
Acting Mr. Henry
academically
Williams, to
strong
assist us
will
with these
try to
remaining
dominate
awards.
as
Yes.
many of the academic subjects as possible.
There's also a competitive aspect to it as well.
Very, very much competitive.
It's like achieving your grade point average. There's a different approach here, but
Yes.
quite similar to achieving a
The
perfect
award
score.
for outstanding recruit for batch number 1 goes to Woman Police Recruit number 63, Corsia Lampkin from Connery.
So we have Connery being added to the mix.
Exactly where the Honorable Dr. Gonsalves is from.
Yes. And these are some exceptional officers to be. We are seeing their precision as well on the parade ground and realizing that they've been doing their best to get to this point, and it has certainly paid off. It has paid off. Former officers standing to receive awards.
And it is clearly evident that the recruits have their loved ones here who are cheering for them. That is very, very encouraging.
Recruit number 54, Tiwani John of Collins.
Alright, so we add Collins to the list of communities being out front in terms of recruits here this afternoon. And you're hearing the shouts from the from the stands of well wishers and supporters, family members cheering on when the names are called.
And that is very encouraging.
And the words of
for
encouragement.
Yeah, it's very, very encouraging.
You'd hear
for
things that's looking good, looking sharp.
Yes.
Male police recruit 113, Ronald Charles from Spring Village.
Spring Village. So we've gone to the leeward side of the island now.
So we can see the
Yes,
geographic
spread,
the spread, which is very, very, very,
Very sharp salute
important. And incidentally, Spring Village is the home of the acting commissioner of police.
Well,
and Bill Williams.
There you go. And there's definitely some outstanding recruits here this afternoon. And despite the intense heat, we didn't have that many casualties, and that's commendable. The breeze wasn't as refreshing as was expected.
For the female W woman recruit number 87, Zulika Ross from there.
So after this recruit moves forward to collect her award, there'll just be one standing. And an exchange of greetings and congratulations. By the Commissioner of Police. And a round of applause from well-wishers and supporters here.
Number 102, Jermaine Thomas from Byra.
Jermaine Thomas of Byra. Another outstanding recruit receiving his award here this afternoon. And I see the Master Standards run reference to the number of recruits from the Prime Minister's constituency. These are certainly very competitive recruits and recognized for their outstanding performances during the course of their training. There are 4 batches, that's correct, 4 batches. One all-female guard for the very first time this year. There you go, another award.
Two batches.
2 batches.
2 batches. We have four squads on parade.
So yeah. Another award for a final recipient this afternoon.
And best at multidisciplinary subjects.
So that's 3 awards he's receiving there. The third one. Yes, and all smiles. Of course, his family and friends are here to support him. You can hear them cheering in the back.
By virtue of he being the best recruit, he has a number of other things that he is going to collect.
Ah,
yes.
So he might need some sort of a container to take all of these awards away by the time we're finished here.
Certainly. Now the parade commander has brought the parade to attention.
For the 41st Pastoral Parade of the Police Training School, I present to you the best recruit, police recruit, number 102, Jermaine Thomas.
Best recruit, police recruit 102, Jermaine Thomas. And again,
Jermaine will receive
standing
the
out
Dr. A. Sim Cyrus Trophy, the Button of Honor, and the Commissioner's Trophy.
So I see what you meant by a number
congratulate
Number forwards.
Jermaine Thomas, best recruit of course, number 41, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the prize that all of them were trying to get. But they just couldn't knock him out.
Well, he was certainly strong in all of the categories. Most outstanding in batch 2, best at multidiscipline subjects, best recruit, and that now entitles him to the other
This must
award
be a
that
very
he's
proud
receiving
moment
as
for
well.
the young man and his family members. And of course, I'm sure that his batchmates are happy for him, and the instructors and all involved. It's a one family thing. The awards are just the icing on the cake. I could remember some years back, or 22 years ago, I stood not at this ground, at the training school grounds. It is indeed a proud moment.
So, we welcome you wherever you are viewing, listening to this broadcast as we...
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the best recruit for post, number 41, Jermaine Thomas.
In a few minutes from now, we will officially have the oath being taken by the recruits.
And at this time,
and they will
I will
transition from being
invite
police
Jermaine Thomas
recruits to
to
being
bring the
police
valedictory
constables.
address.
Correct me if I'm right. Police constable. So the PR will change to PC with their number remain in place.
Yes, the number will.
The numbers will remain in place.
I believe. I am not too. No, they will.
The number will change.
The number will change.
Right.
The number will change. They certainly will get.
But they'll change from PR, stands for police recruit, to
right. So
PC,
both the
police
rank,
constable.
and the number
will change.
Yes.
So it's important that we note that as well.
Right. It is important to remember that not too long ago, as soon as you joined the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, you were given a number and a rank.
Let's listen to the valedictorian speech.
Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Legal Affairs, Tertiary Education, Dr. Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, Commissioner of Police, Acting, Mr. Enville Williams and his executive management team, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Sea and Airports, etc., Acting, Ms. Luan Thomas, and other permanent secretaries and heads of department. Featured speaker, Pastor Brent St. John, Police Chaplain, Pastor Adolphus Isaacs, and other members of the clergy, gazetted officers, and other ranks of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, Commandant of the Police Training School, Lieutenant William Tiblos, and instructors and staff, former Commissioner of Police, and retired police officers, special invited guests, members of the media, recruits, parents and guardians, listeners to NBC Radio and viewers of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, API, and VC3 Facebook live stream, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone within the sound of my voice, good afternoon. Success through faith and discipline. This has been our scripture from inception of our training school tenure, and it has helped each and every recruit here today forge through the smoke as it was never a barbecue. Incorporated in this training was a disciplined approach which helped each of us to overcome the days of frustration, sleepless nights, stressful days, waking up and arguing with our dorm mates, and the multiple confinements we had to endure from the Commandant. Despite all of these struggles, here I am, here we are, at the end, still in one piece. This journey was broken down into two experiences. While batch 1 went directly into training conditions, batch 2, which I was a part, was afforded the opportunity to gain the on-the-job training from the outstation. This opportunity assisted with an easier transition from civilian life to life as a police officer, which on the other hand, my fellow recruits of the first batch endured the brunt of the pressure applied by the more than capable instructors at the Old Montrose Police Training School. Get me some Mobby. Lieutenant Tiblos, our commandant, was very stern with classwork, drills, and physical training, which we coined a new legal term, lunchus pitus, for physical training at lunchtime. This made life very difficult, but nevertheless was beneficial to our growth as police officers. Father of the training school, Inspector John, was extremely intricate in the personal and overall development of the recruits and just downright kept everyone sane during our time at the training school. He was the go-to person for many recruits and even a father figure to some. Mother of the training school, Station Sergeant Matthews, ruled with an iron fist. As a female instructor, it was straight across the board. Whether man or woman, she treated us equally. I would like to express gratitude to other instructors, Sergeant Lewis, Sergeant Ash, Sergeant Thomas, Sergeant Williams, Corporal Lave, and Corporal Kwame for their exceptional efforts, professionalism, and significant difference with their expertise, which contributed in our transition and development into police officers. Thank you for being an integral part of our success. Although we came to the training school as strangers, we developed and grew as a team. We supported each other, worked together, and utilized the famous legal term, esprit de corps, the animating spirit of a collective body. We cannot forget PR Stay, who greeted the class, "Good morning, class," every morning he enters the classroom. PR 074 Mo, who was called Hyena, due to his jovial spirit. PR 103 Thomas, who woke us up on mornings with his rooster impersonation. PR 056 John, who always led us in a word of prayer. PR 050 James, who tried his utmost best to always motivate us. PRs 062 Laidlow, 065 Latin, 019 Carter, 025 Dicol, and 088 Sam, who owned the Century. To all the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and its visitors, I can proudly stand here today and assure you that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has within its rank 113 well-trained and competent officers. Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Wonderful indeed, wonderful indeed. Come on, you can do better than that, you can do better than that. You can give young Thomas a louder round of applause as he highlighted their journey to training school, and he said something there to the end that brought back some fun memories of the recruits who owned the Century. And only the police and the police recruits will know what that really means. Congratulations to all, congratulations, and it's good to hear him mention the impact, not just of the training, but of the influence of the police instructors. And that's what the police training school is about. It's a family thing. It's a family thing. It is meant to ensure that our recruits turn from a life of civilian to one of a police ready to face the challenges. So congratulations to Commandant, congratulations to the chief instructor and all other instructors. You are doing a marvelous job, if I should say so myself. At this time, we'll now have the march pass.
to peace. And then, as I say, the rest is up to them to move up the ranks and to progress. And maybe someday from this course we may have a future commissioner, who knows, future superintendents of police, future inspectors and the likes. But it takes a lot of hard work over the years from today. Today is just the beginning of that journey, Jackson, and I'm sure you can relate to that, moving up the ranks to superintendent of police before your retirement. And the march pass. Let's listen to the lovely music of the police band as we have the march pass as well.
ladies and gentlemen. We are asking the patrons if you could just step back a bit, because for this segment of the program, we need a person who's going to be administrating to see all the recruits on parade. So we're asking you, the patrons, to step back from the fence. Those persons to my left right here, if you can just step back, please. If you can just step back so that the person who is going to be taking over this segment will be able to see all of the recruits. Thank you very much for cooperating. At this time, we have come to the point of the parade where these men and women will be officially become police officers and to administer the oath of office. He is the Assistant Commissioner in charge of administration, Mr. Leonard Forgas.
I, do swear that I will well and truly serve His Majesty the King as a member of the police force in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, without favor or affection, malice or ill will, and that I will cause His Majesty's peace to be preserved and will prevent the utmost of my power offenses against the same, and that during any time that I do or may hereafter hold any appointment in the police force, I will, to the best of my knowledge and skill, discharge all duties thereof faithfully according to law, so help me God. Congratulations.
They are not, according to the Police Act, they are now endued with all powers and responsibilities as police officers, where they can make arrests, investigate crimes, etc., etc. Once they gather the relevant experience.
From this moment on, if they step foot outside of the court manager, they can execute the full powers as a police officer.
That means that me and you have to be very careful doing okay.
They're not the police officers around. And freshly elected officers. Don't want to look
Yeah, we have to be very careful, yes.
But I believe at this time we are seeing the departure of Her Excellency, the Governor General. A final salute, is it? Final salute? Yes. Ah, precision.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those the hundreds in attendance, thousands viewing online, it is my privilege and pleasure to present to you the newest police officers in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, batch post number 41. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations and welcome to the RSVG Police Force. Yes. Parade Commander, it's all yours.
13 police recruits as the parade commander takes charge now and proceeds with the remainder of the proceeding. Her Excellency now departing the Victoria Park, and of course after Her Excellency departs we move swiftly to the dismissal, which will take place after all the dignitaries left, and then it's a celebration. It's a moment for them to take their photos, to of course enjoy and bask in the moment.
Yes. To the very, very popular song, O Long Syne.
Something we generally associate with the new year. Saying goodbye to the recruits,
to their colleagues,
and welcome to the police constables.
But Colville, I want to say that there was a time when this was not the case. You would have been a police officer taking the oath before you go to training school.
Interesting.
But,
I think that was mentioned on one of our broadcasts as well. It was quite different.
Yes.
So you, from the very get-go, you knew what your intention was to become an officer at the end of the training. Not that it takes away from it, but this now adds a push for these officers to work even harder to get to this point.
It's an impetus for them to work, because if they are not successful at the training, then they will not be enlisted as police officers.
And the 113 of them have been successful. I'm sure we started with a number much higher than that, and a few, for various reasons, they dropped out along the way, personal otherwise. And we are glad that course number 41 can produce 113 police constables here this afternoon, and down the road some future superintendents and inspectors along the ranks, and maybe, just maybe, one of our future commissioners on parade this afternoon. Who knows?
A long and hard journey ahead, but They have got the training, they have gotten some good advice in terms of how to treat themselves, how to treat others, and how to perform on the job. Qualities that they need in order for them to succeed. And if they heed to these advice, then their journey should be a successful one. We just have to wish them all the best and give them the support that they so require.
Indeed. And as the band says so long with their final selection, the All Lang Syne, a song that we usually associated with ringing in the new year, saying goodbye to the old and getting ready to welcome the new. It's a transitionary song and quite fitting for an event such as this. As the shadows are now encroaching on the parade grounds, about a quarter of the parade ground is now covered by shadow, so offering some cool to those on the western edge of the parade ground. And of course the band has been benefiting from the shade of the stand just behind them for almost all of the parade. Quite fortunate.
They're providing the music, so you have
course.
to provide some shelter for them at least. Because you don't want to see
a missing instrument would be too obvious.
Not at all. And as we said earlier on, all of the recruits, even those who are not feeling so well during the address,
they're back.
They are back there for the passing out because they want to be police officers. So they are there right now.
So in a moment from now we'll have the dismissal of the parade, and it is also our cue to say goodbye. Of course our viewers on the live stream would be able to see a bit more of the celebration and the mingling and mixing, but our radio audience will leave us as the ceremony has come pretty much to an end, and we would like to express our thanks to all of those involved in production this afternoon. Thanks very much to you, SOP, retired Elton Jackson, for being here, and we always look forward to that interaction whenever we have a military event. And I'm sure that we'll hear from you as well. To the production team at VC3 Television, led by Mr. Anthony Denny. Those on Division Mix. I see the last portion of the ceremony. All right, so this is the point where the official welcome by the senior ranks of the police force, which should be more for the visuals, and that will take place at this time, led by the Commissioner of Police and the rank and file senior officers of the police force, and also from the SVG Coast Guard. And we, of course, again say thanks to the camera operators, the production, a team working behind the scenes to ensure that you're able to see and also to hear what's happening as well live. Thanks to announcer on duty, Cassius Cruikshank at NBC Radio, and all of those responsible for the overall success of this afternoon's broadcast. We encourage you to continue following, if you wish to do so, on the Facebook pages of VC3 Television, the National Broadcasting Corporation, and the Agency for Public Information, and we hope that you have a pleasant rest of your Thursday afternoon. Thank you again, retired SOP Jackson.
Yes, good afternoon. Goodbye.
to thank the Commissioner and his team for officially welcoming the men and women, 113 of them, to the ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. And while I'm here, I wish to say congratulations to two instructors from Coast 23, Sergeant Ash and Sergeant Williams, for their first time carrying a guard on the passing out parade. The first time as instructors, and you did a marvelous job under the command, of course, of Inspector John. You all instructors did well. Even those who are doing it for the first time, you could not have tell. You did a wonderful job. Congratulations to all. Congratulations to the Commandant. Congratulations to the Chief Instructor. Congratulations to Station Matthews, Sergeant Lavier, Sergeant Ash, Sergeant Thomas, and Sergeant Williams. And the staff, the sectorial staff of the training school, congratulations are in order for a job well done. And of course, congratulations to the recruits who are now police officers officially. Congratulations to all involved. A job well done. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. Job well done. Job well done. Congratulations are indeed in order. And now the Chief Instructor, the Commandant of the parade, will take it away from here as we bring the curtains down on this afternoon's proceedings. All right, congratulations, and now family members, is your opportunity to take your photos and congratulate your family members. Now is your time. Oh, hold on, course, hold on, guys. Parade, you gotta get back together. Come on, guys, hold on. Recruit, officer, you gotta go back. I guess you're gonna take the picture elsewhere. All right, congratulations again. So now, family members, it's your turn to meet and greet your family members and congratulate them and take those memory photos for which I know you have come here. Make sure that you have those memories to go on with. Thank you very much. DJ, hold on a while, please. Mr. Thomas, Jermaine Thomas, the best recruit. You need to see your inspector. He's on the podium in front of the stage, in front of the he's on the Jermaine Thomas. You need to see Inspector John. He's standing on the podium. Right, he's located. Okay, Mr. DJ, go ahead.